Good afternoon, Speed Gaming. How is it going? We have a Link to Past Randomizer main tournament group and match here for you between Dr. Bowser and Centroid41, and it's going to be some cross keys action. How's it going? I am Wolfling0370, and joining me on CoCom is Leslie Pro 04. How's it going?
Going good, going great, and I saw a match last night, and it was such a good match, I got the itch to at least come back, to at least provide some commentary, that is.
Right, now for those of you who are not aware what cross keys is, this is the cross-world entrance shuffle with key sanity, which means we have entrances that are shuffled all amongst each other, and the light world can sometimes connect to the dark world if there are multiple entrances in the caves. This could lead to some interesting routing decisions. In addition, all of the small keys, maps, compasses, big keys that are normally locked to the respective dungeons have been added to the general item pool. So they have to find their keys, they have to find where their dungeons are, and they have to figure out where Ganon is because he's in one of the random drop-downs in the world. He could still be vanilla, but we don't know.
I'm looking forward to it. Let's get it going, because we're getting underway shortly.
That's right, and one constant we will have is Link's house will always be Link's house. That is a static starting point in Entrance Randomizer, so it's a nice place to start, and we'll start here and get 300 rupees. Great money start.
Absolutely, that'll take a Houlihan opening out of play. Oh, wait. That could get interesting if anybody tries Houlihan.
Oh, Houlihan still works.
I see two different entrances. Checking. Oh,
we
well,
have the dam
found
immediately.
That early. That's nice.
Dam is an amazing find because you need to have this location found, and because we do have it so early, that means Swamp House will be drained immediately upon arrival as we get another chest here with the hook shot in it for Dr. Bowser.
Couple great finds early. First finding the dam, then finding a hook shot.
And we have Sanctuary here. This is going to be in another one of the random drop-downs. Lamp on the island.
That's a lamp on an island.
Ooh, and we're going to ideally want that small key. As we have the Sanctuary in the back of the Lumberjack's hut, which means the back entrance that is normally locked in behind the grave is going to require an Agadim clear, which is also randomly shuffled in the world. Check for key only for compass. Not really that useful in this mode.
Well, that will be useful, though. A bug that spits out money.
Oh yeah, 20 rupees from that bug is great. 10 arrows, going to leave that behind. Makes sense. Don't have a bow, and they're pretty easy to come across when you get them. And yeah, not dropping down because you don't know what's in here. It's the Lumberjack Cave, and it looks like there's a small key there.
Definitely worth grabbing, because you never know. It could be something that you'll need. It could be the one key that gets you into swamp or desert.
Or it could be just a turtle key, or a turtle rock small key, which is still pretty good to have. Poultry's just some hearts. I'm actually... Oh, okay, here we go. This is the back of desert. They can't do this yet, but they can grab a key and leave for now.
Definitely good to keep track of these so that when you finally have a fire source, you can go after the boss here and get a dungeon reward. 70% chance of it being a crystal, 30% chance of pendant without knowing what is what. So it's good knowledge to have. Oop, dark cave.
Yep, can't do those with the lamp, although some people can do it.
Right, but to take a saying from Zelda 1 Randomizer, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Ooh, are we about to see stolen key action? Not this time. Now to answer a question in chat, this flag string does not require all dungeons. It just requires 7 crystals.
That's right, and we don't know what dungeons are which because the music is shuffled if you're playing vanilla music, which we do have here. And then on top of that...
Ooh, that would be nice to have.
And we're just going to get Depth Warp here. On top of that, our map check, when we press the X button on the overworld, that doesn't tell us the crystals either. The only way we get that information is to pick up the dungeon maps for each dungeon. Or we talk to Sahasrara and or the Bomb Shot, respectively. They'll tell us where the green pendant and the 5-6 are. As we spawn Ganon, he is in the well, and we get the big key to Ganon's tower.
Well, that would explain why it's for sale in the village, because Ganon is hiding in the village. Makes sense to me.
And we find the Thieves' Hut. Didn't go too far from home. Small key to Hyrule Castle. Very nice to find that. Big key to Eastern. 10 arrows. And a glove. Good finds.
The glove blocks some entrances in the overworld, so that's a great find. And some money for our troubles.
Yeah, and if all goes well, you only need that one glove in Crossworld. But now something interesting here is we did see that lamp, and that was on the Lake Hylia Island. That means that Aga may not be in the cards here. Oh, we got the Bomb Shop. That is good information. Musser, Meyer, and Eastern are 5-6. And there is the big key chest of Turtle Rock.
Don't have the big key yet. Can't open that. And Dr. Bowser not going any further, understandably so, because that would be brutal on 3 hearts and no weapon. Ooh, we forgot the well, and we need hammer or mirror to get to that.
Generic shop, meanwhile.
Not a bad find per se, because you're gonna need to buy bombs every so often. Now this entrance here, back of the bar, that's always gonna be there.
Correct, because it is the only entrance you enter from above in the randomizer.
It's also the only entrance you enter from above in the entire game. Oh, we found the Smith Hut.
That is the sick kid.
That drop down comes from Spiral Cave. So that is a one-way connector exit point.
That is correct. And let's see what we got here. Another generic shop. And a fairy fountain. Kind of interested to see where the other 2 entrances of Desert Palace goes. I can see why they don't want to do that right now, because they don't have the Moon Pearl. Well, the Rat Hat didn't go too far from home.
No, it didn't. And I think that's a map at the end of the race game. As for that particular entrance, you can use mirror to get there from the light world. It's what they do in the Hundo route.
And oh my, the bar was...
Ooh.
What was this?
I did not see, but I look up, and suddenly we have a Ganon's Tower sighting, and with the GT big key, I don't know if there's anything we can do here just yet, but it makes it spicy.
It was the house near race game.
Ah, so it's a chess game house. Can't really do much there without more equipment. Like, you would need hammer to go left side. You would need a fire rod and Cane of Samaria to go right side, plus a key. But it's good to know where this is.
Yeah, pretty good to know where that is, honestly. And... Now the runners have a choice to make. They can either Dr. Bowser can either go through the desert connectors and see where they go, or they can continue the South Shore. Centroid looks like to be taking a Death Warp here.
It's a good time to take a Death Warp too, because you only have a 3 heart maximum, so Death Warps aren't going to be that much time, all things considered.
Dr. Bowser now with the information about the Bio 6.
Now, the interesting thing about the Big Bomb in this mode is that it just opens up the entrance by the pyramid. There's no guarantee that that entrance is going to be anything. Ow, Centroid stepping on a mine.
Very uncommon to see those, but also very annoying.
Oh, quite, because in vanilla game, you just dash over those and they're no problem whatsoever. Here, not so much. I think Dr. Bowser's in Death Mountain?
Oh, that was the old man cave.
Yeah, because I heard the bats and I'm thinking possible old man cave. Yep, sure enough. Jumps down, gets a big key.
Meyer Bicky, we did need that. And this is the chest side of Ice Rod Cave. And
CT1.
1 Castle Towers. Now, that's also... That's an okay thing, because the 2 items in Castle Tower are all locked behind 1 small key, so we can just go there and get some items. But as long as we don't have 2, we're fine. And even then, the lamp's in the Dark World, requiring the mirrors, so it's very unlikely that Aghanim's going to be a factor. And, uh-oh, I think Magic Bat is now confirmed to be on the pyramid. As we got a hookshot cape check here from Dr. Bowser.
We have the hook shot, so this is very much doable. I attempted a Kern jump from Centroid, but it doesn't go very well. I believe Centroid did get over, though.
Alright, Potion Shop's entrance is Aga Tower.
And some frustration swings at the air, because without a weapon, we can't do much of anything in there, because at least 1 sword or a hammer would be necessary.
Well, you do have actually the bombs, but good luck fighting the guards with the bombs. Especially the ones in the second room.
Would that even be enough to clear the second room? Or the third room?
I'm not sure, but it's an option. It's not a great option, though. Anyway, back of Skull Woods here, found by Centroid. It's just south of Link's house.
We can get the check here, but it's probably all we can do for now, because we don't have sort of... Oh, hi, Moon Pearl! So for Centroid, this is fantastic, because now, if they pop out of a connector in the Dark World, for example, they're free to go.
Yeah, real good find there from Centroid.
Uh-oh, the Plinko rocks of Death Mountain are beating up Dr. Bowser. Ooh, that was sweaty.
Alright, but he's through. Now hopefully doesn't get hit by a Tektite. Alright, simultaneous checks the case here. Curiosity Shop, and the left side of Turtle Rock.
Now here you can easily do a bit of backtracking to get to at least 1 location by logic. Ignoring the lava chest, that's good, because that requires all the keys, I believe. Or am I missing something?
I think the logic requires you to have all the keys for that chest, yeah. Although, that is if you don't have entrance shuffled mixed in, which we do. You can do a little bit of more wonky plays with the logic in that regard. And the bow found for Dr. Bowser.
That was very well done in the chain chomp room. I was holding my breath on that one.
Ice Palace, meanwhile, found.
And Centroid takes a hug from a frozen enemy. Centroid not interested in the back of Bumper Cave. Gonna need that hook shot before anything can be done there.
Dark Palace as well. That was also in Death Mountain.
And a small key to pod in pod. Is there anyone getting a slight feeling of deja vu here?
Yeah, it's not too uncommon to see a pod key in pod. Let's be real.
Well, speaking of pod key, we found Meyer Shed and there was a pod key there. And there's Spiral Cave, but Centroid does not want to take the slow trip through Spiral Cave. I mean, if Spiral Cave had boots, that would just be cruel. Oh, here's Hera.
That was at the Desert Ferry, I believe.
That is right, and that is a single solitary arrow imprisoned by the game's sense of humor. That is a Death Warp for Dr. Bowser.
Right,
Speaking of Death Warp, Centroid was waiting for the Dodongo to flame him before taking a death.
We got quite a few of the entrances here. About halfway of knowing where everything is. Small key to Gan's Tower. Not bad to have that. Agina's Cave, meanwhile. The House of Beds. That is one nice thing, is once you get used to the entrance shuffle, you can identify any room in Link to the Past just from the entryway. Looks like Centroid is going to take the Spiral Cave now as part of their ending route.
I think that was a missed input there.
At the Swamp Palace. We don't know where Swamp Palace is, but at least we'll know if it's a pendant or a crystal now.
And we've already opened up the dam, so we don't have to worry about that. I think we're about to see a hammer yump here.
At the Turok, and looks like we are going to see it. This is part, it says a key. Nicely done.
Doesn't have the big key, though, unfortunately.
No, but at least Centroid stocks them on bombs in the meantime. Using the hookshot sparks to identify where he is. Right, we might be seeing some other entrances here in Desert. And Dr. Buzz is taking the Death Warp there. Looks like they might have gotten all the items out of there, so... There's Old Man Sahasra.
Run over by a lever, and Ice Palace is a green pendant today. Oh, how'd Centroid dodge that murderodactyl?
Yeah, it's situated in the Dark World now. Vivid Cave.
Gonna need a hammer, though, unfortunately.
Ooh, the Isle is a bridge.
Great time to find that magic cape, but not a lot of magic.
No, but luckily we can get through this. Map the Hyrule Castle, useless map. Even without Key Sanity.
Skullwood small, and that's a Death Warp.
Alright. Dr. Bowser now with the information about Skullwood's back entrance, and we now will begin their Moon Pearl shortly. Meanwhile, Centroid heading over to the Curiosity Shop entrance. You never see this place outside of Entrance Shuffle. And today it's nothing.
Yep, that's just a random house somewhere in Kakariko, I think.
Yep. Dr. Bowser's taking another Death Warp. We're gonna see a lot of those, because these dungeons hurt a lot. But yeah, that location is normally where you would find the Fire Shield shop.
It's also the only shop in the game that sells the Good Bee.
Alright, we're heading into Skull Woods. Another one of the semi-consistent things is that all of the entrances to Skull Woods are shoveled amongst each other, except for the back entrance. Dr. Buzz is now finding Spiral Cave.
Ooh, close call, Centroid. The hand almost grabbed you.
Looking good here. Ooh!
Wake Medallion, that's cool. Opens it the Turtle Rock entrance, but gonna need it to actually be able to get up there first.
And even then, we may not need it, because if you recall, the medallions are shuffled in the randomizer. So we may need Bombos, we may need Ether, we may need Quake. We don't know. And even then, we don't know what that entrance is even a dungeon to begin with.
Or anything else of value, for that matter. And Chad is correct about that. The hook shot is at the castle. Centroid has not gone there yet. That might be a last location, but we'll see.
Honestly, it does make some sense to skip the castle because odds are you want the mirror for that, so you can check the entrances at the top of the balcony. So probably gonna wait until you get the Dark World and the mirror.
Well, Centroid has half of that formula right now. Actually, no. Correction, a third of that formula. The other part of that formula would be needing the hammer to get there, or a well-placed kern jump.
Honestly, flippers will work.
Well, flippers too.
Opening up the entrance to Teastown, but not going in just yet. And we find the chicken hut. And a Gina! ₹50 for Centroid, a small shield for Dr. Bowser. Shields are okay, but some people don't like them. Ooh, dark room in Centroid City. I think this is the emergency exit cave. Yeah, nothing out of that. We see Dr. Bowser now in there, and we find Eastern Palace in the Dark World.
And we find Hype Cave in the Village of Outcasts. But so far is an ordnance shed with 100 rupees, a compass. Oh, that's a mirror, though! That's
Great
massive.
find. A mirror is... If the Moon Pearl was the most important item to find in Crossworld, the mirror is the second most important item to find, because now you get access to a bunch of different entrances that could be the only way you reach them in the first place. Like the left side of the Drace game, the balcony of Hyrule Castle. I could go on. There's a lot.
And that's the Bumpkin's residence, so we are not needing that. Now we're about to get the dig game. Anywhere between 1 and 30 is our prize. But first, the door.
Yeah, first the door, which is the left side of Hyrule Castle, which we have not seen yet.
Gotta admit, this rendition of the Hyrule Castle theme is quite on point.
Yes, I believe Centroid is using the Twilight Princess pack, so it makes sense. And I can see Centroid doing a full clear here, even though they do not have a proper weapon yet.
Yeah, because there's a mode in Zelda 3 Rando called Standard Random Weapon that has you start with 10 bombs. Thus, this is doable.
Yes. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is we do have that small key to Hyrule Castle, and we know that it's at the Lumberjack Well, so I could see them diving to get to the back of it. Meanwhile, Dr. Bowser just making short work of the Eastern Palace here, just blazing through. I haven't even noticed if he's got anything good yet. Oh,
An ice rod I'd consider pretty good.
Ooh. Uh-oh. Centroid having a little bit of bad luck.
I think his luck just turned for the better.
Yeah, thankfully he can kill the guard here, the Zelda cell with pots, and it only takes 2 to kill. And then he uses last bomb as a death warp, but he'll probably have to bail out of doing the rest of Hyrule Castle as a result.
On the contrary, I could see the mirror coming into play here.
That's also true. Dr. Bowser meanwhile heading over to the Armos Knights fight. Perfect sound effect for that mirror.
This is jam out music right here.
What can you say? It's Malamart. 20 rupees at the digging game.
The Malamart theme is so good. Oh, we got a map check, and we have a crystal at Swamp and a crystal at TR.
And we have Paradox Cave, meanwhile.
Paradox Cave, a fantastic find because you have 3 different entrances to it, plus 7 checks.
And we have 2 more checks here as Centroid found the back half of Super Bunny Cave. Finding us walking against Tower along with the Book of Medora. Which is good. That gives them access to a couple other checks, and more importantly, the ability to check the central entrance of Desert Palace and see what's there.
Meanwhile,
you get a bottle with a fairy in it. And the Titan's Minutes for Dr. Bowser.
And it was also a Desert Palace related item. I didn't quite catch what it was.
I think it was a big key. Hang on. Meanwhile, we're going to see Sentry go to the sick kid. Speaking to Ice Palace is what we saw, actually.
Ice Palace. So it was a biggie. Oh! Pendant Pod. Need I say more?
Front entrance of Turtle Rock found as well. Dr. Bowser finding that over in Dark Shopping Mall.
There's a second connector there to the village. Oh, that goes to the top of Death Mountain.
Alright, we found most of our entrances already. And here's the top of Paradox. I don't think we've seen this.
We haven't seen the bottom of Paradox. Oh, it's just 3 bombs.
3 bombs of Bombos, some leftover explosions. Oh! And the Swamp Palace entrance is the other part of Paradox. Good to know.
Well, Centroid's about to find that.
Yeah, meanwhile, also mashing the book. Alright, the High Cape Vanilla entrance is just a fairy fountain this time around. We found most of our dungeons, actually. We're just missing Swamp, Thieves Town, and Misery Mire.
And we definitely need... I believe we need Swamp. Yep, we do. So, it's gonna be interesting to see where that winds up being.
Maybe it's here and Dr. Bowser just found it. No. Would be funny. Because that's
that would have been hilarious, but instead it's a fairy fountain.
Yeah, because that's where, in the light world, that's where the dam was.
And worth noting on Dr. Bowser's side, since he has not found the dam yet, he does not have the water drained out outside of Swamp Palace.
Yeah, so we're going to be missing out on that item for a bit. I don't think it was anything important, though. But then again, I don't think Centroid's been there either, so I could be talking nonsense.
100 rupees for a chest. Jackpot!
Nicely done. Dr. Bowser now with the information that Pod is a pendant. Uh-oh, Centroid's in a little bit of trouble here. Out of bombs, so no weapons anymore.
Could mirror here, if necessary. And is going to.
Heading over to Eastern Palace area? Yeah, makes sense to me.
Found a bomb shop!
Yep, just a generic shop here, but gets the reward all the same. That is a lot of days just to get rewarded with a red rupee, just saying. Ooh.
Bonk Rocks with a piece of heart, but more importantly, that is the fourth, which completes a heart container and gives him a refill. Good use of the cape there to sidestep an Armos without taking damage as Dr. Bowser enters Hype Cave.
And should be getting his mirror shortly as a result. Which means he'll probably go do the Smiths. He's in the area. And another dark cave.
Did not stick around to see what that was.
Probably just noping out of that.
Which makes sense because without a sword, you can't consistently see what you're doing. Hookshot helps, but again, Centroid hasn't been to the castle yet.
Yeah, Centroid's actually using the bombs as a guide, which is a nice little trick, but unfortunately, there's nothing that's really worthwhile. Finding in the Twins Hut, meanwhile, at Flute Spot 5. Smith's turned in. Oh, dead end. Oh, but wait. Oh!
Oh my, fire rod! The Smiths are making a fire rod, so that means our Titan's mitts are required this time.
Yes, it does. Because we need, in order to get to Turtle Rock, we need that fire rod. Ooh, and we're going to see a little bit of mirror action here to get to the well checks. Centroid finding a storyteller cave. Small key to Castle Tower. Ooh, that's the second one. Not much else in this side of the well.
Only problem with that mirror, with leaving the mirror there, is you have to walk up to a Dark World portal. Well, unless there's a nearby connector.
Yeah, thankfully there is a portal nearby in the north side of Kakariko, but it's just a long walk.
Yeah, so it's a bit slower, especially without boots. But then again, considering I was watching a Kabuki seed recently, it's so much faster to play this game with boots. Oh, I think Centroid didn't mean to do that.
Oh, that might have been a misinput, yeah. Unfortunate.
Hate to see it.
Happens sometimes.
Yep, it can happen to the best of us. No matter what game you're playing.
Just on autopilot there, really. Right. So far, they're just going back over places they've been.
The key difference right now that is keeping this very interesting is Centroid not having the hook shot.
Well, now Centroid has the bow, at least. Also, while we do have a moment where they're just walking over each other's locations, little shout-outs to our 2 trackers tonight, Kate Sith and Phoenix, for doing the tracking for us tonight, keeping those items up to date for you guys below their runners' feeds.
Now Centroid does have the information as to what the green pendant is. Arrows, piece of heart container, and that's Quake for Dr. Bowser.
Yeah, now you can see what the purpose of the compass is in the key settings. It gives you the tracker of how many items you have. It's good if you have a trackerless setup or learning the game, but most third-party trackers these days give you this list, so it's not that big a deal.
I can't remember if Pod had anything interesting, so Centroid just snopes out.
I think I recall.
And goes right back in after checking another entrance.
I mean, if you're going to save and quit after doing all of this, it makes sense.
Thieves Town Big in Skull Woods. In the Pot Prison.
Pretty good find there.
Dr. Bowser had a bit of a hiccup with the setup for passing through the spike with the hook shot, but does get it. There's the Desert Palace map.
Slowly but surely.
And now we get to know what the entrance is at the back of Skull Woods. It is the Speed House. And that has a blue mail. Pretty good find, I would say, especially under 10 hearts.
Yeah, I'd say that. I think at this point you're now safe from getting one shot. Here is a crystal, we just saw that. I think Desert was a crystal as well. Which means by process of elimination, I do believe that Skull Woods is our third and final pendant.
Which means unless there's something...
Oh, no, wait, Sea Town might be it. Never mind.
Yeah, it could be either or. Really.
Well, once we see this Dark One matching, we'll know, because I think one of them has the map of Thieves Town.
I think Centroid just found what he was looking for in terms of a recovery heart.
This looks like it's going to be purple chest here for Dr. Bowser.
Not much more we can do here without the hammer.
Not really, no. But I don't think Dr. Bowser had the bow in here the last time, so gonna get a couple more checks. And Dr. Bowser finally we have information regarding Hyrule Castle. Oh, wait, no, I think...
Definitely much faster in dealing with the enemies than just bombs.
Oh, Dr. Bowser was over here. Right. Right. I remember now because he self-destructed on the balcony. It's just that Centroid takes a death form instead of mirroring.
That could be Cross Key's muscle memory, for all we know.
Could be, yeah.
Well, this is interesting. Centroid is going for the big key chest in pod.
I mean, might as well.
A sword? Oh, that's cruel, Gabe. That's really cruel. Wow.
That is an immediate combat advantage to Centroid now. And heading straight north to Hyrule Castle, which means he will be finding his hookshot here.
Yep, so this is going to parlay into an advantage for Centroid. Chat pointing out that Centroid doing a save and continue over the mirror there was a save scum option, which is smart because if it's nothing, you just want to hit the reset button and get that back.
Ah, yeah, that's a good point, actually, because you waste the key and you know it's nothing. You just reset and keep the key. Smart. Didn't think of that.
Yeah, I missed that detail, admittedly. And at that moment, Centroid realizes, I could have had that so much sooner.
Yeah, now it starts getting into her head. Oh my!
Oh my goodness, that is a hammer. This seed just keeps on delivering the goods and keeping it interesting. I love it.
And that's something Centroid could have had. But he had no other way of seeing in the dark.
Yeah, Centroid hasn't gotten mitts yet.
Dr. Bowser's gonna get the bottom of Sanctuary here. All of a sudden, when we set an advantage for Centroid, it's now back to Dr. Bowser. Almost definitively.
Red Shield, Pod Small, Eastern Compass. Dr. Bowser's done here.
Right, now we have not seen the central entrance of Desert Palace here, and it looks like Centroid's gonna be checking that. It's the Dark World Bridge.
Yep. Spiral Cave entrance is just a fortune teller. While you need to be on the Dark World side to get over to the vanilla entrance to what would be Mimic Cave. Instead, it's the chest game.
That is Centroid's first bottle, also with a fairy in it.
Good finds.
And the top of Spectacle Rock Cave, which only has a red rupee on the other side. And I think Centroid's going to jump down here? Yeah. And check if the entrance is nearby.
Makes sense. I don't think Centroid's been up here yet.
I don't think so either. Dr. Bowser was able to work his way through the dark rooms.
And now with that
Ooh.
hammer, Dr. Bowser's really going to be able to put some work into GT. And we're going to see a lot of stuff get cleared. Oh no, Centroid stopped by a dead rock.
Ah, the classic roadblock.
Yep. The classic, everybody just wants to kill those squirrels. Shoutouts to Dr. Bob. There's a pod small in the first 4 chests. Just missed on that hook shot.
Alright, Centroid just cleaning up places that Dr. Bowser has been.
Chop pointing out that right now it is really a case of sword versus hammer. The sword is really helping Dr. Bowser. However, rather Centroid, while the hammer is paying dividends for Dr. Bowser, and it pays off again with the can of Samaria.
Huge find there for Dr. Bowser there. Sorry, I was looking at Centroid speed.
Oh, I just did that a moment ago myself, so no worries.
And Centroid with the map check.
Crystal for Hera. There's the Thieves' Town Small for Dr. Bowser.
Alright, so that means Thieves' Town is full clearable for Dr. Bowser.
Oh, I know what Dr. Bowser was trying to do there. He was trying to use the explosion to damage boost past the teleporter, but the bomb blast sent him right into the abyss.
Yeah, unfortunate, but it does allow you to skip that if you can pull it off. There's the old man.
And that's the Meyer Big Key. And there's a sword inside the big chest of GT. So right now, advantage Dr. Bowser. Also, hi Bob. An ocarina in the drop-down chest. Wow. This GT is loaded.
Yeah, that flute is going to be a huge find there. Dr. Bowser's definitively in the driver's seat here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Big chest, an empty bottle. Thieves' Town map, Bugnet.
And Dr. Bowser's not going to waste any time heading over to the right side of the dungeon to clean things up.
It makes sense. You're able to with the Cane of Samaria, and you have the key to pass through, so works. Does make sense to do tile room in this format. You still have plenty of items you're looking for. Interesting strat of using the Samaria block as a shield. It can take 5 hits before it disappears.
Yeah, it makes sense. No cape, so... Mirroring to get the small key to Gan's Tower. That's our third one, I think. And we're going to see what Ether Medallion's location normally is. Small key to Meyer. Not really a required key. Good to have, but not really necessary.
Definitely not anything pressing in terms of what you're running for.
Yeah, the only thing the Missing Meyer keys are needed for is logic. You can easily bypass it.
Sometimes logic is a suggestion.
Speaking of Dark Palace, meanwhile...
Quad big, desert small, and Hera big. Wow. Ganon's Tower having the goods.
Yeah, you can't get much better than that, honestly.
And it's a good thing. Centroid almost noped out a Paradox Cave. I was gonna say that would be bad.
Especially considering the Titans are here.
That's exactly what I was thinking of, because Centroid needs those Titans mitts now to get back into this.
Quick map check there. Missed what it was there.
I missed it too. There's the mitts, and Centroid's just gonna get on his way. Oh, wow, Hammer completely locking Thieves Town.
And Thieves Town is a crystal. That was what the map check showed us, which means Skullwoods is in fact our third pendant. And there's another small key to Ganon's Tower, but I think Dr. Bowser has been in here already, so that's a key that Centroid did not have before. Small key to Skullwoods.
Right now, the new stuff's on Dr. Bowser's side for sure, because Dr. Bowser already cleared this out.
Yeah, and we still haven't found Swamp Palace or Misery Mire. Two remaining crystal dungeons.
It's possible that one or both are in Mire Shed.
I think it'd be the Mire area in general.
Area. I don't remember anything going over there.
Well, we only just found the flute, and Dr. Buzzer's not been to activate it, as far as I'm aware. He's in the area, though. He'll probably do that after this dungeon.
Yeah, in terms of followers, the way the game's code works is that if you already have a follower, say Purple Chest, and you pick up a second follower, that first follower gets overwritten. However, location, we're right by where Purple Chest is, so that's no real big loss.
Nope, and once we get the flute online, we can just flute to 7 and go take it over there immediately, so... Overall, it kind of works taking that chest on a little bit of a world tour. At worst, it was a very minor time loss trying to pick it back up again, even though it came full circle like this.
Chat pointing out that the follower disappears when you enter the first basement of Thieves Town, so it's going upstairs and back down that does it. But again, no big loss.
Yeah, because in this case, the follower we care about is the purple chest, and it's literally just outside the dungeon anyway, because it spawns in the ruined house. Since you're
there you are, Ice Rod. That was the big thing that was in Eastern, by the way.
Yep. And Big Chest of Thieves Town is another sword!
We know of 3 of them. Dr. Bowser has 2 of them.
And I don't think he's gonna get that third one, considering Pod is a pendant. Might avoid that dungeon outright.
And the Igor runs over Centroid. But a fairy.
Yeah, both runners having a fairy in different locations, so there are 2 bottles with fairies out there. Nice and clean blind fight. Only for a red root, but more importantly, we get the crystal.
I think Centroid might have lost the Igor you need to kill in this room. Usually if that happens with me, I'll just reset the room.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying to find. Oh, but gets it though.
Got it. Great job sticking with it.
Yeah, but now has to be careful because only one heart. Getting touched by these bubbles will be death.
And that is dead. But had another fairy, and there's Mini Moldorm Cave hammerlocked.
Another 5 items here. What, is Dr. Bowser gonna find the boots now or something?
Or maybe both pieces of footwear. Eastern map, don't need that. Big key to swamp, that could be something later.
And nothing major here, unfortunately. Oh, not quite.
Unlucky.
This is one shot and thus misses the quick kill, but still really well done otherwise.
And the bird is about to fly free for Dr. Bowser.
Alright, Dr. Bowser warping to 4. Looks like they're going to set up for entering the Dark World here.
Well, I guess that's one way to avoid... Well, Centroid finds a way to the island without flippers but mirror box.
And it's just for the archery game. Purple Chest finally turned in just for a piece of heart. And Dr. Bowser's going to get some leftover explosions here, as we know what's here.
Centroid not even having a sword and checking that saved a bit of time, actually.
And with that big key to Hera, Dr. Bowser's going to go ahead and do the tile room here. Oh, never mind. He's going to go.
Nope, doesn't have a key. This is a Hera pot setup.
Alright, makes sense. Save some time that way. I always think you go that way and you have the key. I keep forgetting about Herapod, honestly.
Well, that's understandable because Herapod's randomizer only.
True, true.
Upstairs having a Turtle Rock Small and a Heart Container, and now we head for Moldorm.
This is another crystal, so Dr. West is about to go to a 3 crystal lead here.
3-1 on the crystal score, actually, because Centroid did get the crystal out of Eastern.
Right, forgot about that one.
I think. Oh, yep, definitely did. Had the fairies, that's why.
And messed up the quick kills, that's right. Speaking of quick kills, very nicely done again in some Moldorm there. It's a Madden Mire, which we already know what that dungeon is.
We just have to find it.
Yeah, that map would have been useful if we didn't already know where the bomb shop was.
That's the exit to Spectacle Rock Cave, I believe. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right. I'm getting my caves mixed up, don't mind me.
First, look at the Mire region here. We need ether to enter Misery Mire. Or at least, the entrance. Misery Mire is just right next door in the Mire Shed.
I had a feeling that it was something like that, to be honest, because we had seen everywhere else but Mire Shed, the Mire Corner, rather, so it made the most sense.
Alright, so in terms of locations, we're still missing Swamp Palace for Go, on that regard. In terms of items, we still need the flippers for the Swamp Palace as well. And then we're missing a fair amount of keys here. We don't have the Desert Big and the Turtle Rock Big.
So that being said, we still have some work to do.
Yeah, we're starting to get close. We're starting to get close.
Centroid coming up with the big key to thieves.
Oh, and I almost forgot. Most important key to find. We need the small key to Swamp Palace. It's the only one, but it locks the entire dungeon.
And the meanest possible place for that key to be? Vanilla.
Honestly, vanilla. Yeah.
Chat pointing out that the Mire complete. Wait, we got a ped check. Oh, the boots
no.
are on the ped. Ouch. Ouch. That one physically hurts.
Yikes.
Oh boy. Yeah, chat, this game's definitely got jokes today. I wouldn't quite call it Oops AD because the Aghanim drop down from Lumberjack Tree is dead. As for Boots requirement, I don't know.
That said, we do have 2 entrances that are locked behind Bonk Rocks. At the very least. So those boots could be required
that I know of.
Well, one of those entrances could be our Swamp Palace entrance. In which case, yes, that would be required logical all dungeons. That said, I don't think it's that reasonable, considering we still need to find the flippers first and foremost to even put the one of the dungeons in logic, which is Pod. As a reminder, our lamp, which is logically required for Pod, is on Lake Hylia Island. We need the flippers.
Dr. Bowser got blasted off the bridge.
Unfortunate. We haven't seen the Desert Ledge chicks either. And that is, I think, our 3rd or 4th bottle known.
4th bottle between our runners.
Yeah, Dr. Buzz is definitely in the driver's seat, and we can safely say that it's because he went to the castle early and got immediately rewarded by finding the hookshot, which allowed him to do a lot more checks. It ended up snowballing into him finding the hammer, or the fire rod, the Titans missed much earlier than Centroid did.
And now Centroid's about to find something well after Dr. Bowser.
Yep, this is where the fire rod was.
Turtle Rock Big has been discovered.
I think we've got his logic there backwards, but I kind of understand. Yeah, flippers can't be hammer locked because the flippers lock the lamp, I think. Yeah, no. What? That doesn't make sense. We don't need the hammer for the flippers. It's just on the Lake Hylia Island. We can just dive in the water from pretty much any direction.
Personally, I wouldn't want to try fake flippering in the Dark World, because that just sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, but the only time I've seen Dark World fake flippers is the curtain jump. Really,
Nice
though,
movement by Dr. Bowser to avoid the damage there, entering the victorious fight.
yeah, the only thing we are really looking for right now... Ooh, as he takes a hit here, but I think he has a fairy. Yeah, the only major thing we're missing
Catfish
is
Dark Shopping Mall Whirlpool. That's right, we haven't seen Catfish at all.
No, or that area of the map, for that matter.
I mean,
Yeah,
I can understand why, because, to be fair, as Dr. Bowser starts flinging arrows, we have other stuff to clean up. Why would we head that way?
Yeah, now something to keep in mind here, folks. That lightning attack that Vitreous is shooting, that is completely randomized. It cannot be seeded.
Yeah, that is a 100% RNG attack. You could be standing in the right spot and still get horribly unlucky.
Thankfully, just staying in the center sides of the room here is usually safest.
Yeah, sides of the room, way to go. But Centroid gonna check out Castle Tower.
Yeah, to give you guys an idea here, that lightning attack changes direction every frame. That's how random it is. And there we go, Crystal collected for Dr. Bowser. I think that's his 4th now? Because he did Hera.
That would be 4, yes. Nothing of value in Castle Tower. Desert Ledge has a 10-bomb pack.
Dr. Bowser's going to go ahead and pick it up. Makes sense. Below half.
And that's the central entrance to Hyrule Castle. Game, you can be rather funny with your jokes, and sometimes you can be really mean with them.
Well, you know what's funny is we actually have not seen the central entrance of Hyrule Castle.
And you mentioned that. We haven't seen the entrance on the right. We only saw the one on the left. Unless we did and I totally forgot, which is very possible in this.
No, I've been keeping track. The only 2 dungeon entrances we have not seen is Hyrule Castle's right side and Swamp Palace. Other things we've not seen that of noteworthy is we have not found the sick kit or the potion shop.
We haven't found the mushroom either.
Oh, true. We haven't found the mushroom for the potion shop, but it might be still good to buy a blue potion or 2. Even then.
And what's not to say either or are boots locked, which are on the pedestal this seed.
Yeah. Now, in terms of ped, we still need... Actually, wait a minute. Is our... I don't think... Yeah, our hammer... Is this advanced logic? I have to double check. Hang on. Okay, it is advanced placements, which means the fire rod does put the hammer in logic in Dark Cross because we can light the torches on the way from the front entrance.
Yeah, that tracks.
Frosties has never used advanced logic? Wait.
Interesting. So that regard, if I'm reading it right, flippers can't be on Trinex. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, chat. Actually, Incoherent's right. We had this entrance earlier, but I'm talking in terms of item logic. But I could be wrong, so do not quote me. Very good low percent strats from Dr. Bowser here. Because it's pretty much what you're doing in low percent is using the hammer for this fight, as well as the rod.
Yeah,
or rods, as it were. Yeah, Centroid's about to find Hammer, and I can't imagine that they'd be too pleased about it. Down goes Trinex, and there's the hammer.
And the silvers were on Trinex.
Arrows on Trinex.
So where could the flippers be if we need them in order to get the lamp to get the hammer?
Possibly Harmless Hellway? If that's possible.
Depends on the keys. Where's the top of Turtle Rock, actually? Dark Shopping Mall Bombable? We got there through a connector, so that's also possible that it's over here. An interesting conundrum in this.
No doubt about it. It looks like we are seeing the remaining 2 Turtle Rock checks here.
Yeah, so let's see what we got. Turn rubies into Smokey to Meyer.
And that map that was in Hammer Pegs was the GT map. There's Ice Palace, and that is doable, but Dr. Bowser's just gonna check the other entrances. Back of Bumper Cave, we haven't seen where that goes.
Now, something to point out is, actually, the flippers could be in Ice Palace. This is a location you can get to on foot.
Speaking of locations we can get to on foot, we just got to the pyramid on foot by way of the right side of Hyrule Castle.
Oh, is that where it was?
That's where it went to, and now we're going to see the top of the castle. First, by walking through a door. This is a way of getting into Spectacle Rock Cave.
Yeah, sure enough, Pyramid Fairy Cave entrance led us right here, and that's a Storyteller Cave.
Yeah, that's Dark Chapel. I think.
And number 3 is another shop, so the balcony, not that useful.
Yep, if you thought we were going to get something on the balcony, not this time. But Centroid is going to get something of value here and get a red potion.
Ether, meanwhile, for Dr. Bowser as he does the icebreaker technique. Good job.
Now that could be where Swamp Palace is under the Mire entrance, but we shall see.
Alright, so this can't be flippers. Pretty much any check after this one, I want to say, is potential to be a flippers check. It can be flippers.
Yes, because where Dr. Bowser just went with Icebreaker totally breaks Ice Palace logic, and those checks are typically locked by the hammer. Oh, nice move by Dr. Bowser to slide down the stairs.
Gotta learn that trick sometime. Red Boomerang, meanwhile.
Yeah, that's an impressive trick to see.
Smoky Swamp!
Wow, that is massive. Ice Palace already paying off, even if flippers aren't here.
Oh, where could they be if not here? I dread to think the top of GT.
That would be absolutely disgusting.
On the other hand, if it is up there, that might be this might be the only chance Centroid has to get a slight advantage.
Well, true, because right now this race is a firm advantage to Dr. Bowser. And we know flippers can't be behind the waterfall in the light world, but oh gosh, I just had a dirty, mean thought. What if they're on King Zora?
Vanilla flippers?
I mean, at this point, why not? We have not gone that way. We have had no reason to go that way. It would just be a rude joke.
Let's make it ruder. Let's say they're on Catfish.
Well, I'll put it this way. Neither joke is very nice.
It really isn't, no. Of course, we've already seen GT Lamp.
Samaria for Dr. Bowser, as rather Centroid as Dr. Bowser is into Cold Stare. Blue Mail really helps with this fight, because you can take a lot of damage very fast in this fight.
Yeah, it is one of the harder fights. In fact, this is the main reason why this dungeon has the armor to begin with in vanilla. Well executed, though, and the item on drop was just some arrows.
And the other item that drops is the green pendant,
which we knew was there. Oh, we are going to see the Bumper Cave transition.
I was wondering when we were going to see this. That's your Turtle Rock entrance, and it's Bombos, so that entrance to us is absolutely useless, as that is the Master Sword for Centroid.
Meanwhile, Dr. Bowser's in a really great spot here. Can check the upper entrances of Death Mountain.
What we can tell you is that it is not the entrance that goes to the island in the Dark World, as that is a dead check.
This is an entrance if you've not seen yet, as another storyteller. There's the Hoover Centroid.
Oh, okay, gets the potion out. I was worried that the Sparky was going to bop Centroid right there, because that would have been tragic. Dr. Bowser, now finally the dam.
Yep, this is the location that Centroid found within the first minutes of the randomizer. Quick kill on the Ice Armos. Well done.
Very well done, especially without silvers. That is not easy, folks. Good thing with that small magic world, Centroid was going to have a big problem.
Ooh, the Vanilla Ending Roller Cave. Did we see this entrance? Yeah, it was a curiosity.
Yep,
shop.
the good shop. The rare shop with the good bee and the big shield. It is also the only shop in the entire game where you can buy arrows.
Yeah, but you don't really need to buy arrows if you're good. Dr. Bowser is going to check the remaining entrances here in the Mire region.
With the Ether Medallion, this makes a lot of sense.
Not just the Ether Medallion, but also the mirrors to check the vanilla entrance of Desert Palace.
As well as the Checkerboard Cave vanilla entrance. And we've got a frozen duck offering. Maybe that's a good sign. And the duck gets yeeted right into the sauce. That's just a fairy fountain.
Alright, we're gonna see the mirror here.
Big key for Dark Palace and small key for Desert and big key of Tower of Hera, all for Centroid.
Alright, looks like the desert main entrance wasn't anything important.
About to get a tile room check here for Centroid, saving that for last.
Swamp.
Oh, there's a Swamp Palace entrance for Dr. Bowser, but no flippers. So with that find, Dr. Bowser now has full dungeon knowledge. And that library is a bloopy. Had that been the flippers there, we would have known that this was a ped seed.
Which we actually know it can't be if the logic, if what you're saying were true about the hammer being locked behind the lamp. Which is in turn locked behind the flippers. We need the hammer to get through pod.
I like that use of the cape there to get through this room nice and safely. And it's just for 20 rupees. What does Centroid do now? Oh, Centroid's making the climb. This is likely the play of the race here, one way or another.
Yeah, because at this point, the only thing we're looking for right now is the flippers. I think we're still missing the Desert Big Key as well, but both could be up here. The Desert Big could be in Swamp Palace.
Well, we also haven't seen the entrance to Pod in the Dark World. Oh, there's Sick Kid! Right by Pod. Just a piece of heart. Centroid aborting. Probably about to take a death, which would make sense.
Alright, Potion Stuff still MIA. Could be at the Vanilla Palette entrance here. This is our first look at this region.
That's Spike Cave. I mean, you have the magic resources to do it, so might as well. And Centroid just had his time wasted going through text boxes. That's bombs. So Spike Cave, not the answer.
Right, and unfortunately Centroid had no choice but to leave the climb because he ran out of arrows and could not kill the two gorillas on the way up.
Ah, so that was it. Health was almost out, too.
Health was not an issue. He bought a red potion. It was the arrows. Ran out of ammunition to deal with them.
Which is very unfortunate. Now, there is an arrow pot in that room. But sometimes that's not enough.
It's really slow buying potions here at the generic shop. Alright, Centroid's going to be heading over to Desert area. Dr. Bowser, meanwhile, continuing over the Hyrule Castle. So now the question is, where is our flippers? I think one of the last places we do have to check is, in fact, the top of GT. The Big Bomb is not in play because we know that is just the entrance to Hyrule Castle. Or one of them.
That is right. As a result, the Big Bomb is not a thing that can help either runner.
Yeah, for those who are just now tuning in, we have complete knowledge of where every dungeon entrance in the game is. We know where the bomb shop, the blacksmith, the sick kid, and Sahasrara are. We don't know where the potion shop is.
And at this point, that is locked by boots, which are on the pedestal.
Yeah, so the question now is, where is our flippers? Because we need them to do Swamp. And we also need to find our Desert Palace Big Key. Now, something I don't think either one of our runners has done is check the right side of Desert. That could be where our Big Key to Desert is, just in a semi-vanilla location.
And
or it could just be where our flippers
be there
are.
too.
Well, actually, where was the small key to Desert? Trying to remember.
Yeah, long seed head empty on that one.
Still, Desert seems like an okay play. You get a couple items out of there. You know half match is not going to be a thing, because that's on the torch. Centroid now discovering Meyer. Ooh, it looks like Bowser will be diving in.
Well, this could be a big turning point here, or it could be nothing. We'll see.
So far, so good. It's nothing. So right here's the big tell. And nothing.
Yeah, but it was nothing of value this time, while Centroid gets through Mire 2 in that time span.
That said, there are a few other checks that Dr. Bowser is going to head to, because I think we have not seen the Graveyard Ledge yet either, and he's heading straight there. TR Big found for Centroid.
Dr. Bowser sees the blue pea that Centroid picked up earlier. Did Centroid mean to open that? 'Cause I'm not so sure. Anyway, it's open now.
Dr. Bowser now finding Mimic Cave. There's another check we have not seen yet.
Yeah, when this was found earlier, we had no way of doing this.
And it's a small key to Mire. Which at this point we do not need.
Yeah, at this point, that's a dead item.
Well, all the small keys to Mire are dead items. Really, you just need them for the fire logic in Misery Mire. Alright, here's another big check here. We have not seen the Graveyard Ledge check. And survey says it's the Useless Cave.
It's a fairy cave where you need hookshot to even get to them.
Yeah, not worth going for in the slightest. Oh! Dr. Bowser, are you turn jumping?
Yeah.
First try, no setup.
Very well done. That is not easy to do, folks.
Yes, that saves him from going all the way around. But here's the most important thing. This is new information. We have not been over in this region of the map. Cave of Happiness.
I mean, if you want to buy a bomb or arrow upgrade, go for it. Oh, we had to have been over here because this is where Centroid went to Castle Tower.
Well, I don't think Dr. Bowser's been in here.
Says the sank heart for Dr. Bowser.
Yeah,
Can't say I personally view Dark Walking Aghanim as a good idea, but Dr. Bowser's through and gets the piece of heart.
Yeah, just getting in, getting out, and we'll probably be moving on to Catfish here.
Which we have not seen almost an hour 40 in.
Yeah, this has been in logic. Actually, this has been in logic. Do we have a connection to this side of the map? Do we have this connector to this side of the world?
We might have, I'm not sure. But what I do know is, ever since we've been able to get over to this side of the world, this has been an option. And that's Cane of Burna.
Okay. This stuff over here in the...
I think we're about to get a splash deletion.
Yep, looks like a good setup here.
Didn't quite get it.
Overloading the sprite limit.
Swims into the dark. I have no idea where he was there at all.
Nor I, but this is the big tell here. What's on the lumber? Okay, that's only 20 bucks there. So, if the flippers are anywhere or else, it's probably GT at this point.
Yeah, it's either GT or vanilla at this point. I said vanilla, I'm sticking with it.
Let's see if you're right. Nope, just a small key.
However, one to Ice Palace, so no, it was not.
Now, something we still have... Oh, no, it can't be the green pen to turn in.
Centroid going to Lava Chest, having all the keys puts this in play. 10 arrows.
Oh, you know what it could also be? It could also be the Moth.
Right, we have not gone to Mothula. But then again, to be fair, when we found that, we had no means of getting there.
True. At the same time, we don't know if Mothula has an item or not. Now, granted, that is not an ideal check because it is a pendant, but at the same time, the heart drop could be your flippers, for all we know.
That, and we are also rapidly running out of options. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw somebody take a run at Helmasaur King sooner rather than later at this point. Oh, that reminds me. We did not have Pod Big Key when Hammer Yump was done earlier.
That is also true. However, we have to keep in mind that the hammer is locking the flippers. Because we are looking... We need the flippers to get the lamp, and the lamp, by logic, to get to the dark rooms. To get the hammer.
And that key that was on Ether Tablet was a Meyer small key. And the house with the cucko that you can transform into a human went to the Spike Cave entrance. It does nothing, but it's a very comical thing you can do in the vanilla game. But you need powder to be able to do it.
Alright, Dr. Bowser looks like he might be heading over to GT. No, gonna check this connector. The Forgotten Highway Connector, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, that tracks, and that goes
to...
Well, that's a quick way up Dark Death Mountain.
And into this entrance, which is just a fortune teller's hut. And into the depths of Turtle Rock.
Dr. Bowser already did finish off Trinex, so... Oh, wait, Lava Chest, that's why.
Lava Chest.
Didn't wind up being anything important, though, so... Nothing of value it was really lost by not coming here.
That's kind of funny. He turns into Bowser Jr. when he gets the bunny suit. Alright, let's see what we got here.
There's some very good bunny suit transformations. Oh, walks into the skull of Trinex. No fairy.
No fairy.
That's a death.
And Centric gonna bail out of that. Makes sense. Yeah, 3 red potions and no fairy. That's unfortunate.
Oof. And the green pennant was the pod compass.
That makes sense because it was locked behind this. And yeah, frustration tugs there. Not knowing where to go next. I'm telling you, I think it's top of GT. Oh, gonna go see the Moth.
This makes sense, knowing what we know, because there's only 2 checks left in Skullwoods. We don't have the Skullwoods big key, and we don't need the Skullwoods big key. We can still beat the boss anyway.
Well, you say we don't need the big key, but it could be where our flippers are.
Well, I mean, that may be, but in terms of beating the boss and proceeding closer to the boots, we don't need... Oh, Dr. Bowser just got grabbed by the Wallmaster. Back to start. You're going back. Bye. To save magic here, this is where I'd use Ether to just clear the room. Very skillful fire rod shot. Here's Mothula. Very nice, clean Mothula fight from Dr. Bowser. Just
Only
50 rupees, but that is also one of the pendants needed for the pedestal.
Correct, but the third pendant is locked behind... I know where our logic chain needs us to go. We need to find the flippers. Rematch between Trinex and Centroid. Ooh!
Watch those spikes. Nice job on the first head. This is definitely the right way to go about it. Oh, potion. There we go.
Yeah, drink that potion. You're gonna need it. I was about to checking the monkey. We have not seen this entrance yet either. Ooh, having a bit of a rough time because of that ice.
Barely gets through phase 1, but gets out.
Yeah, with the last ounce of magic. Hammer Trinus is not an easy fight.
No, it's not. It's essentially the low percent fight. I did not see that entrance for Pod, but I can't imagine it was anything too important.
It was the bar. There's
And silvers for Centroid.
That might incentivize him to recline GT, but is it too little too late? I think Dr. Bowser's heading there too.
To answer chat, if you have a Trinex in certain rooms in Enemizer with boss shuffle on, the Trinex snake can go off screen and pop open the doors, but you're still pursued on that super tile.
Good to know. And looks like we do have Dr. Bowser climbing GT.
This is the play that one of the plays that have been suspected.
I don't think there's anything else. Because I think at this point, we've seen every entrance. I think it's safe to say that the potion shop is behind the GT barrier.
Which is pretty, stinky.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, it's either there or it's behind the pedestal, which is also not a great spot.
Oh, RNG being the troll that it is? Well, that's just another day that ends in Y, really, because life, like RNG, can be a troll.
Ooh, Dr. Bowser attempting to snipe on that one enemy and almost gets it.
That would have been an impressive hit, but no dice. Does snipe the Stalfos, spins out the other enemy, and is off to fight the land molas.
Which, blink and you'll miss it. I blinked.
Don't worry, we'll be seeing that again later.
Yeah, Lambos just die instantly to the silver arrows. It's kind of a joke. Now, these rooms of the Kingdom of Mario are some of the very easiest and very funnest to execute.
They really are. They're two of my personal favorites, regardless of how I'm playing this game.
Because, yeah, look at that. That is some crisp execution. It's pretty easy. It's not that difficult. But if you can pull it off, it just feels good. And goodbye, guards. Oh, that guy's
And all 4 guards are moblins, and moblins go down the hole.
Sad part is that guy knew it was coming. I couldn't do anything to stop it because it was stunned. Alright, just has to be a little careful here. There we go.
What do we have up here? Big moment. Oh, pops the map to build a little suspense. The boomerang. There's the flippers. That is go mode. I think. Unless, wait, we still gotta find the desert big. Excuse me. That is go mode on items. There's the mushroom. Oh,
yeah.
That can't be anything.
Item-wise and location-wise, we are in go mode. Oh, but key-wise, we are not. We are still missing the desert bag.
And it could be right here past Moldorm too. Which goes down just like that.
It could be behind the pedestal. It may very well be behind the pedestal. Dr. Bowser's going to continue here because we have the mushroom. We can do the magic bat using the fake powder trick.
Which, at this point, you might as well. And it's behind this drop-down. So, let's see it. How's the ergonometry?
That looks like an easy triple.
Not unless the balls hit at the same time, which I think they did.
Yeah, I think it did too. Another double
2 and a blue.
So, if they stack correctly. Yep,
and they did for the triple-double. Nicely done. Because Aghanim was playing blue balls today.
Yeah, well done. Alright, moment of truth regarding this. Now, to be clear, folks, this is a fast Ganon goal, which means we did not have to defeat Aghanim 2. This is just so we can enter the pyramid and check the magic bat.
Yep, because in reality, the magic bat is the one that made the hole here in the floor.
Oh wait, it's the Uncle drop down. I completely misread it. There's 2 items here.
I completely forgot about this. So yeah, you weren't the only one who misread this. But still, this was good to do in case it's here. But it's not.
It's not.
Still, good to get done just so it's out of the way.
Yeah, where was
and I know why I forgot about this, because normally this is right away.
Yeah, where was Magic Bat? It must have been in the Hyrule Castle drop down, and I just missed it.
I think that's right. Centroid about to go into Thieves Town.
Where is Dr. Bowser going? Oh, he's gonna go do Swamp.
Yeah, at this point, that's the best place to go in terms of check density, because there are 10 checks that you can get at this juncture.
Yeah,
Best odds are that one of those 10 is what we're after.
Yep, the Desert Battle's big key. And double checking the tracker here, there's only one other big key we have not seen yet, and that is the Skull Woods big key. So if we see a big key, 50-50 shot if it's the correct one.
And because it's only 50-50 and there's no other way, there's nothing else I can add into the mix to make the chances drastically go down, I can't really Steiner math that now, can I? I kid. That's a very cool clip to skip part of going through Swamp Palace.
Yeah, similar to the Herapod, if I recall correctly. Just a small distortion.
Yep, called Specky clip, if I remember right.
Alright, is it here? No. Century, meanwhile, heading through Thieves Town. Big key! Desert Palace!
It was behind the flippers all around, and now it truly is go mode. Buckle up, folks. We're about to fly.
An hour 55 and change. Dang near an hour 56 even.
Yeah, just about an hour 56. And Diver Down didn't quite cooperate for Dr. Bowser first time, finds a red mail and gets this dungeon's compass.
Always wanted to get that. But yeah, with that red mail and 16 hearts, yeah, that is more than enough health. Shame we don't have
now,
any
chat calls it nice bootless cross keys. Yeah, that's because the darn thing's rolled onto the pedestal this time.
Yeah, we kind of...
So, in that regard, it's kind of stinky.
Yeah, this one's kind of annoying without boots, but... And really, with the way our flippers were and the logic behind the lamp, our flippers were... Yeah, our hammer was supposed to be our go mode here, I think, which means that we wouldn't be getting the boots regardless.
Yeah, the only way the boots would have been required if we had a different seed, not this one. Or something required was that, oh, that is huge for Centroid because that is the tempered sword. It'll help to bring it back closer, but I don't think there's enough time left.
No, there is not. Not with Desert Palace being known and with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 crystal lead.
To answer chat, Dr. Bowser never went into pod.
Well, he did, but he didn't go to the vanilla big key chest, which had the sword that we know of.
Which, interestingly enough, was the first sword that we found. And then not even a minute later, Dr. Bowser finds the hammer and was off to the races.
Alright, Centroid with another crystal. Alright, Dr. Bowser heading towards the Lamolas.
And once again, blink and then you'll miss it.
Alright, folks. That is the goal met, and it's time to go to Kakariko Village and jump down the well, because that's where Ganon is today. I almost said Ganondorf. And technically that is true, but we only see Ganon in this game.
Yeah, the only mention of Ganondorf is in the manual and in the lore text after getting the second crystal.
Which is completely cut out of the randomizer. Anyway, here we go with Ganon. Master Sword and silver arrows in hand. Dr. Bowser must do spin attacks. Slashes with the Master Sword do not work against Ganon. It will be 12 spins per phase, followed by an additional 4, or in phase 3, before he enters phase 4, which thankfully, after that, he just needs to use the spin attack to stun, and then 4 silver arrows will finish the fight.
I will say, in all the Ganon fights that I've personally played, this one is definitely one of the more dynamic Ganon fights of this particular time frame. Because you had the one in Zelda 1, which is his own thing. It's admittedly the technique of darkness is a bit of a callback to that with its own twist.
Alright, no more trying it, so we're into phase 3. Yeah, and they're teleporting away. Now, these fireworks are a little tricky here. If you get hit by them, they actually just reverse your controls. They don't actually have true knockback.
I consider the controls getting flipped to be the true knockback. Just ask anybody who's been knocked down into the pit as a direct result and lost a tournament race because of that.
Ooh, yeah, I've seen a few races like that. Anyway, Dr. Bowser making short work out again, and one more arrow to the face will do it. And there we go. There's the stun. There's the shot, and there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, get your GG's in chat for Dr. Bowser. Gonna take the win here in this group and race.
Very nicely done. We got the bacon, and what's the time?
2 hours, 2 minutes, and 10 seconds. Whee! Gotta love those messages sometimes. And it's at this point where Centroid
has
notices and has decided to forfeit. So, but GG's to Centroid as well. And we are now joined by Dr. Bowser. GG's to you, sir. Good racing.
GG's. Thank you.
So, to start off with a seed, you wound up making a pretty good turn early into Hyrule Castle. You get the hook shot right away, and from there, you were just off to the races, relatively speaking.
That felt like a really insane route. Like I was, like 2 or 3 items from Go Mode. It seemed like over half the map I hadn't even visited yet. So that was kind of wild.
Yeah, there were a couple points where we thought Centroid had taken the lead here, but it was just... So all of a sudden you just said, nope. And speaking of Centroid, we are now joined by them. GG's to you. Good effort on this race all the same. So, I want to lead this off with this. Centroid, you actually found our first sword in the big tea chest of Pod.
Yeah,
and
that one was going to be a save scum, and I was like, well, I guess I'm not save scumming that. And worked out.
Yes, but unfortunately, we were thinking that you have an advantage there, and then not like 30 seconds later, Dr. Bowser pulls the hammer out of Dark Cross.
Nice. Yeah, I was, man, I was there earlier and it was like, I probably, I don't know. I think it's hard to get to swordless, but yeah, that's, I don't know.
Now, I will say this, Entroid, you also did something here that also would have been really great if you managed to pull it off, and in fact may have tipped the scales in your favor here. You attempted to climb in the Ganon's Tower, and that was actually the correct play, because that is where our flippers were.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I just figured I was kind of low on everything, hearts and magic, and I'm like, I'll clear out and do this in a little bit if it makes sense. And yeah, I just never got back around to it.
Yeah, it got really unfortunate there that you ran out of arrows trying to fight the gorillas.
Yeah, that wound up being a really late option for me because I didn't see the lamp on Hylia Island until really late, and by then I had no idea what was behind it, and therefore behind my flippers. So I was thinking that at least 2 of those GT keys had been locked, but clearly not the case.
Oh, you wonder what that lamp locked? Because it's funny. It locked the hammer by logic because this is cross keys, and the hammer in turn locked your boots, which you're about to see, or have seen by now, on the pedestal.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. You know what? I completely forgot that Dark Cross would have been locked by the lamp, too. That could have ruled out a lot more stuff.
I kind of went there after I got the fire rod, but I can't remember. The fire rod might have been out of logic. I cannot ever remember a single thing at the end of these cross key seeds, but
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
Fire
I remember
rod,
thinking, oh, hey, fire rod, that's nice, and it felt early, but yeah, I can't picture where it was either.
The Smiths made it. It was behind Titan's mitts.
That's right. Yeah, and I was bound and determined to get that purple chest home, and just kept getting detoured. Just walking down there was like, oh shoot, I should do the mirror checks. Oh hey, look, here's the hammer. Oh, remembered that I have all the GT I should do. At which point, oh, you know what? I've got to go back and something got me back up to hammer pegs, which ended up being Thieves Town. It's like, well, all right, I'm glad I picked the purple chest up early, took it for a walk.
yeah. It ended up going full circles. By the time you were done with Thieves Town, you had to go pick it up again, which is literally just up the hill.
Yep. Yeah, so that was fun.
I think the big problem was the Dark World access. Like, the seed was kind of tedious, but like if the Dark World access was easier, it would have been a lot faster.
Where were mitts again? I feel like those I stumbled on. Was that Paradox?
Paradox, yes.
Yep.
Okay, because I managed to find my way up the mountain pretty early with that hook shot.
Yeah, it was Paradox Cave for the Titan's Fist, and the regular power gloves were found in the Blind's hideout, which was somewhere else in Kakariko. Wasn't in its vanilla spot.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that bow, I kind of didn't want to go into Turtle Rock for anything without a weapon that would be useful, so that bow was very nearly left for a long time. At least that first one, I cannot remember where silvers were now, because yeah, it's been 2 hours.
Here's the joke. The silvers were on Trinex.
Okay.
So both bows were in TR.
Fantastic. Yeah, right after Vidi, I almost blew that Vitreous fight for whatever reason. I was like, oh, here, let's immediately use my fairy, and then I'm going to get up close and personal with eyeballs for no reason.
Right. So, any final thoughts about this seed other than the boots were in a bad spot?
You know, I like a good bootsless long seat every now and again, so yeah, it was all right.
Centroid, anything else to add to this, or?
Not much else, I guess. I just wanted to say thank you very much for the restream and the commentary and the tracking. I appreciate it.
Yes,
GG's,
thank you
Dr.
so
Bowser.
much. GG's.
All right, folks. If you want to see, sorry about that. Didn't mean to cut
I was
you
saying,
off.
so we have split our series, and we will get to see how our groups go from here.
That's
So
right.
with that being said, I gotta ask this. Since you two split 1-1, have either of you two had any other races yet in the tournament?
I have not.
No.
Alright, it'll be interesting to see how the rest of your group plays out. Good luck as you pursue making brackets.
And I'm going to segue that into here to talk about other groups that are going on right now. Or coming up in the near future. Right now, on SpeedGaming 2, currently in progress, about an hour in, we have a Kabuki race between Leaf and Ridley Dragon. But don't leave SpeedGaming, folks, because coming up in about 20 minutes' time, I'm here at 8:30. We have a Group T, another Cross Keys match, Clink versus Safvikil. I hope I pronounced that right. And on SpeedGaming 2 at 9 o'clock, we will have Group X, All Dungeons Tile Swap, Balkan versus Freddy in 3KO1. And then we have on SpeedGaming 5, Casual Boots, Late Vit versus Talon 116. And there are many more races to be had here, not just the ones we're featuring here in SpeedGaming, but those are the ones that we currently have restreams for, and we will have many more matches to come here. So make sure to follow our two runners here. We're putting on an excellent race for us tonight. Make sure to follow SpeedGaming and SpeedGaming 2 through 6 so you don't miss any racing action, not just the Link to Fast Randomizer League. We do have our own subset area channels, the ALTTPR and 2 to 4 on that one. It's been a long time. I haven't seen those channels in a bit.
Yeah, same here, but I believe it's still ALTTPR ALTTPR and then ALTTPR 2 through 4.
That's right. And once again, shout outs to our two trackers here, Phoenix, and Kate said for keeping those items up to date and keeping us honest up here in the booth. Leslie Pro, thank you for co-commentating with me tonight. It has been a pleasure. And that's going to do it for us here. So all of us here at A Link to Past Randomizer, I have been Wolfling0370. We'll just see you in a little bit, actually, here on SpeedGaming. But until next time, thanks for watching. Good night.
Stay kind, stay safe. Thanks for the co-com. It was fun. Later!